Good morning. Welcome aboard. Well, it's gentle, so just start in a comfortable place for you. A place that, seems gentle. Seated or laying or, I don't know, standing on your head seems gentle. You can start there if you want. Take a few moments at the beginning to kind of feel the state of your body. Maybe there's a place or two that you just need to, well, if you're watching, I'm rolling my head around a little bit, shaking my shoulders out some. Get a little easier in your body, maybe a little more comfortable in your position. I assume most of us are, with it being Sunday morning and all, are not long from bed, so still might have some of that on you. And if you haven't already, take control of your breath. Just breathe in and out through your nose. Encourage your breath to get a little deeper and a little slower. One more, let in. All right, we're all here. I think I talked about, it's been a few weeks since I did that, about how breath kind of has an orbit to it. See if you can feel this in your own breathing. When you inhale, there's a sort of lifting up sensation that happens, a lengthening out of the spine, if you will. And that's described as energy coming up the back. And then when we exhale, there's a little bit of a compressing, a shrinking back down. And that's the energy rolling back down in front of you. Maybe you kind of envision, see it in your mind's eye. Inhales, draw energy up the back, and we get a little bit longer, and exhales, energy flows down the front, a little bit smaller, a little shorter, I guess I could say. I typically mention it because, at least for me, it seems to encourage me to breathe a little slower, a little deeper, and just a visualization, something to help me connect a little more to my breath. Anyway, whatever opening posture you chose, you probably managed to set an intention right there. Hands together in front of your heart, although that's not necessarily required or anything. But set an intention for your practice, maybe for your whole day. And then since it's gentle, I thought we'd start on our backs. We'll take it easy a little while at the beginning here. Probably for the whole class, it's gentle. Once you get laid down, Shavasana style, legs out long. If you weren't already there. Then with the exhale, we're going to pull just the right knee into the chest. Hands around the front of your knee or the back of your thigh, maybe. You're going to spend a few breaths trying to pull the knee in closer with your exhales. And let it go out a little bit with the inhales. Then exhale, draw it in. And inhale, let it out. And we're just sort of, your movements, you might be making small movements, or yours might be pretty big. I'll leave that to you to determine. I'll have a heck of a time doing anything about it from here, so you do you. All right, now that you've had a couple of those, let's make it into circles with the knee. So it kind of goes out to the side and then draws in toward the center and away, or whatever direction your circles went in. And you can work them the same with the breath. Exhale brings the knee in. Inhale takes it out and away. Try to make the circles as big as you can make yours. Slow and easy. not a race or anything. So we're just working into the right hip some. All right, let's I'll tell you what, let's make half a happy baby. Take the first 2 fingers on your right foot down and get your big toe, or if you can get to the outside edge of your feet or something, assuming you know where happy baby is, sole your foot up toward the ceiling, knee kind of toward the armpit. And depending on how flexible you are in this one, maybe you can pull in, let out a little bit with your breaths. And by the way, if yours just doesn't really do this, you can go back to the last one and just kind of hug the knee into the chest or out toward the armpit a little bit. One more hip opener here. We're going to take the sole of the foot, kind of like tree pose. Put the sole of your foot along the inside edge of your left leg so your knee falls open out to the side. Hands any place comfortable for you. And let the hips settle down into the floor. No pushing, no pulling. Try and relax across the middle of you. Sink into that a little bit. If you want a little more from this one, you can pick your right foot up and put it up on your thigh, just above the knee, or maybe all the way up into the hip crease, kind of half lotus thing. I just use my left hand to grab my right foot, pull it up there a little bit. I should remind you the class is called Gentle Yoga. But if you want to get a little bit vigorous at it, just keep following and I'll keep leading you into more and more complicated versions of the posture. Take a couple of breaths. Rotate the right hip open. All right, that'll probably be enough of that one. Going to unwind the right leg, put the sole of your foot on the floor so your knee points up at the ceiling. Oh, I just thought of something else we should have done. But alas, now let's do it anyway. I know I'm all over the place. All right, going to bend the left knee too. Put the sole of that foot on the floor, and then we're going to pick the right foot up. Put your ankle across your left knee. We're doing the figure 4 thing. We're going to make supine pigeon or something like it. You're going to pick your left foot up and pull that knee in towards your chest. Some of you might just kind of hold your foot up off of the floor out there. Some of you are going to go right leg, right arm between the legs, left arm around the outside. Grab the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. And we're working on pulling the left knee toward us, but of course, all the action's really out in the right hip. Again, with your exhale, squeeze it in a little closer. With your inhales, let there be room so you can have a nice big breath in the nose, and then exhale to kind of squeeze it out of you a little bit. Let's have another breath. Get in there just a little bit more. And then we're going to keep the legs more or less as they are, but you can put your left foot back down on the floor. We're going to make a twist out of this. Arms out in T. You might wrap your right leg all the way over your left. You can keep your heel up there on your knee. The idea is for the legs to fall to the left. And the chin to go right. And then just breathe into the twist. By the way, any leg configuration will work in this one. You don't have to keep your right foot on the floor, wrap it around if you want to do a little more conventionally and stack yours. Breathe slow, breathe deep. Be a little bit lighter on the inhales. Float up off of the floor just a little bit. And sink in a little more on the exhales. Ground down. That'll be about enough of that one. You can bring the legs back up through the middle. Unwrap the right one and extend it out onto the floor. We shake it out a little bit. And let's see if I can remember what we do on the other side. We're going to draw the left knee in toward the chest. Hands go to where they'll get to. You squeeze yours in towards you with your exhales. Let it out some with your inhales. So we start to warm up the hip, just flexing front and back. And start adding any rotation or any of the outward stuff, at least not yet. A couple of breaths. Inhale, it goes away. Exhale, we draw in. All right, if you haven't started without me, start making circles with your knee. Ooh, I just realized on the other side, we only did the circles in one direction. Well, we'll do a little bit better on this side then, won't we? Still the same idea with the breath. It comes in a little bit more with the exhales. It goes out a little bit with the inhale. Oh, and just so I don't forget on this side, how about we make the circles in the opposite direction? Whichever way you were going, go the other way. Make your circles a little bigger if yours can do that. Slow and easy. All right, the next one we made was half of Happy Baby. Left knee out toward the armpit. Get your big toe. The outside edge of your left foot with your left hand. Try and point the sole of your foot up at the ceiling. And make breath. Maybe a little bit of that pumping action with the breath. Pull it in a little bit closer when you exhale. Not quite so much strain on the inhale. Get the knee away from you a little bit. Let yourself breathe. Just another breath or so at this one. And then we made that sort of tree pose variation. Sole of the foot along the inside edge of the right thigh. Knee flared out to the left. You could stick with that one. By the way, your heel doesn't have to be all the way up to the top. If you want to try it, maybe your foot down alongside your knee or all the way down closer to your ankle. It will change how the rotation in the hip works. So maybe you try it. You might find ones you like a little better. You could also try your foot up on top of your thigh, or the half lotus thing where your right hand pulls your foot up, your left foot up into your right hip. Whatever you manage, breathe at it. Seems about even to me on this side. Have another breath, and then we're gonna get the heck out of this thing. We're gonna make the pigeon variation. You'll put the left foot on the floor, knee points up, and then the same thing with the right. And once you get that, left foot comes up and crosses over the right knee. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pick your foot up. Draw your knee towards you. Left hand goes between the legs. See if you can grab the back of your thigh, the front of your shin. Get into it slow. Exhales, we pull in a little closer. Inhales, not quite so much effort. Last couple of breaths. While it is gentle yoga, that doesn't mean just kind of laying there. Find some space. It's a little uncomfortable. Spot that needs a little exploring. Get in there some. All right, let's try the twist. We're going to put the right foot back on the floor. Legs stay in that triangle shaped thing. You're either going to cross the legs over. Well, we're going to make the twist. Arms out to T. Big inhale and then exhale. Legs go off to the right. Maybe chin off to the left. Mind your breath. Focus there. Two more big inhales. Two more big exhales. And then come on back to the middle. Unwind the legs. Use an exhale to draw both knees into the chest. Just kind of do them both at once. Squeeze them in a little bit when you exhale. Push some of the air out of you. And let the knees out so there's room to breathe on the inhales. Try it with your knees together for a few breaths. Squeeze a little bit with the exhale. And then try it with the knees out wide a few breaths. Squeeze in with the exhale. Knees just a little bit wider, squeeze just a little bit deeper. All right, how about happy baby? Both legs at the same time. Get your big toes or the outer edges of your feet. You point the soles up the ceiling. All right, I should be able to see some feet over there somewhere. It's funny, everybody's got the same camera angle. I was just joking with somebody about it yesterday that everybody's phone has this slight angle so that if you stood up, I could see your belly button, but otherwise, and maybe your feet here, something like this. Anyway, little rocking side to side. That seems to be a pretty popular thing to do. Heaven knows we all want to be doing whatever the popular thing to do is. Let's make Supta Konasana. That's about to become the new popular thing, at least in this space. Grab your big toes or the outer edges of your feet. Do what you can to straighten your knees and push your heels out wide. Maybe think about keeping your low back, your tailbone rooted down, at least a little bit. Another one to take your time working into. Breathe, push your heels away. Make your legs wider. Make your knees straighter. Still holding on to whatever you can hold on to up there. And exhale the legs together. Or relatively close together. Again, we're stretching the backs of the legs. Engage the thighs. Push with the soles of the feet up toward the ceiling they go. Work with your breath. I don't know about your hamstrings, but when I get mine into a stretch like this, they want to tremble a little bit. That's a good sign. That's some nervous energy releasing. Some long held tension in the body. Shake that off a little bit. All right. Slowly bend the knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. You can let go with your hands. You're going to set the outer edges of the feet on the floor. The knees out wide. So kind of the double tree pose. And if you like, interlace your fingers. Bring your hands together behind your head. And lay back on the pillow of your hands. Your elbows end up out wide like your knees. You can get a stretch across the shoulders. You can start to get into the armpits a little bit, or I don't know, wherever it gets you. Back down to the legs. Heels could be close, or maybe they're a little further away. Maybe you haven't considered where yours are. Consider where yours are. Try a little further away or in a little closer. There you go. Think about widening through the knees. Think about breathing through the nose. All right, if you're working at it, cut that out. Be as passive as you can for just a breath or two. Just let gravity do it. Try and relax. All right, soles of the feet onto the floor so the knees point up toward the ceiling. And then we're going to walk the feet out toward the edges of the mat a little bit. And take a couple of windshield wipers. So left knee points at the ceiling, right knee comes across toward left ankle, and then you kind of switch sides and go back and forth, you know, like windshield wipers. Take it slow. Warm up. Get in there a little bit. And then after you've had a few, maybe even a few more, we're going to move to constructive rest pose. So both knees fall in toward the middle. Oh, Rose Mr. Kitty. By the way, I kept my hands behind my head like we did in Baddha Konasana. You could stay there, or if you think they'd be better serving you somewhere else, put them there. Take some deep breath. All right, shake that one off a little bit. Take your time. You're gonna exhale the knees in toward the chest. Maybe you roll around a little bit on your back. In the next few moments, bring yourself up to a seat. And any seat that's comfortable for you. I'm suggesting ankles crossed. If you want to sit on one of your props or something, help yourself to that. Spend a moment or two, like I talked about at the beginning, kind of get comfortable in your seat. Maybe you gotta wiggle around in it a little bit. It seems to me like I need to roll my neck around some. Be tall, but don't work too hard at it, not too rigid. Lately I've been working on leaning back just a little bit. Seems to me it gets me a little more vertical with a little bit of engagement in the front of me. Or honestly, I could use a little engagement now and then. Chin up, but not to the ceiling. Neck long. A couple of breaths. So take a little thing out of this. Arms up. Look up between your hands. Spread your fingers. Reach with the fingertips. Try to get your elbows straight. If your chin won't go all the way up, that'll be fine. If your arms need to stay down here a little ways, that'll be fine as well. Squeeze in at the middle here, not with your hands, just with your mind powers. And around the middle, and we're lifting up out of the waist. One more. Get up there. All right, let's go to the left. Left hand down. Gonna reach the right arm up and over. If you go the opposite way, I promise it'll work out just fine. Try looking up. Try looking down. Pick somewhere to look. See if you can bend into your elbow a little further. A little more into that side bend. Keep the hips rooted. Don't roll up onto your side this way. That's cheating. Just trying to extend out of the arm. One more. Reach, reach, reach. All right, inhale both arms up. Look between your hands. And go to the other side. Right hand down. Left arm goes up and over. And find your way into this side. Again, hips stay on the floor. Try looking up. Try looking down. Try lifting and extending a little more with an inhale. Sinking in just a little deeper with an exhale. Good, inhale it back up to the middle. Arms up. Let's do the twist. Right hand to left knee. Left hand back behind. Inhale, lengthen, long neck. Exhale, look back. There's a few breaths to work into this one. You got good leverage there with the hand across on the knee. Pull yourself around some. But the spine twists best when it's stretched long. So keep lifting up again out of the waist. Use the kind of the side muscles up the sides of the rib cage there, the obliques, abdominals to lift you. And then see if you can't twist a little more. Let's try it on the other side. Back through center. Left hand over to right. Right hand behind. Now we lengthen. And then exhale. See about drawing in. Same idea. Longer spine twists a little better. Maybe you can make yours just a little bit longer. Come on back through the center. Let's go arms up one more time. Lift. Actually, we're going to do it 2 more times. And then hands back behind the hips, palms down, fingers forward. Just going to make a little bit of back bend here. Put the weight back into your hands, into your palms, not just into the heels of the hands either. Press with your fingers. And then lift your chest, pull your shoulders back. If your neck's okay with it, your head falls back onto the shoulder blades. We lift the chest and arch the spine. And some of you might even lift your hips up and get a little extra something that way. Again, check with your hands. Don't dump into the wrists. Push out there with the fingertips too. And the place where the fingers and the palms meet, press there. One more inhale, lift. All right, if your bottom's up, get back down. And then back up through the middle. Here's that one last up on the inhale. And then we're going to fold forward. Maybe hands to the floor and kind of walk them out there. Maybe you can hover yours all the way down. One of those is a lot more work than the other. Lift your gaze for a couple of breaths. Look forward. When you inhale, think about reaching forward with the tip of your nose. Get out there a little ways. Keep your hip bones on the floor and lifting up off. Just working on strengthening the back of the neck a little bit and stretching the front of it. Most of us nowadays can spend a lot of our time chin down, shortening the front of the neck and lengthening the back. So chin up for a little while to counter some of that. But if you haven't already, you can round your neck in anytime you want. Make this thing a little more passive. Or maybe some of you are going to keep trying to creep your fingers forward and draw yourself out there a little further. Have a couple of breaths. Hands come back in. Let's make tabletop. Just for a moment, roll yourself through that. A couple of cows and cats. Inhale to lift the chin inside the belly. Exhale to curl the hips under, tuck the chin and arch the back. You can take your time in the transition getting there if you didn't jump right into cat and cow like I did, that'll probably be fine. I'm gonna do it for a moment or two. I'll tell you what, you count 5, 6, maybe as many as 10. And then we will meet in child's pose. If you want to add some variations to this thing, add some variations to it. If you haven't quite gotten to child's pose yet, there's no hurry. If you have, I got a heck of a time seeing some of you, but I'm assuming that at least some of you have gotten there. So relax there, try and be heavy, sink into child's pose. Try to let it be an easy thing to do. Just relax. Just heavy. Just breathing. All right. That's been more than enough time at that. Back up the tabletop. Let's make downward dog. Let's see, how's the easy way to do that? From tabletop, you curl your toes under, pick your knees up, hips back to heels, and then straighten your knees. First time we've been here, walk it out a little bit, bend one knee, then the other. Maybe a little bit of cat and cow, maybe a little bit of side to side. Just warm your downward dog up some. And then inhale, look forward. Slowly walk the feet forward. You're gonna eventually get them all the way up. Well, maybe not quite between the hands, but pretty close. Hands to the shins, look forward, shoulders back, belly in. One more inhale, nose up, and then hang over your legs. You can soften your knees. You put space between your feet. You can use your arms to draw yourself in, or you can hang and be passive at it. Try to get that orbit thing going. This is another good one for, at least in my body, for breath orbit. Inhale, we're drawing up the backs of the legs and over the hips, and exhale, it rolls down the back of us and right back where it came from. What that really means is inhale, try to straighten the knees a little bit more, lift the hips, exhale, fold it a little deeper. One more breath. Inhale, rise. Arms up, gaze up. Spend a couple of breaths, standing a little better, a little taller. Maybe palms a little closer together. Don't lock your knees. Again, we're lifting with the side body, trying to get the ribs up away from the hips. Not so much arching of the spine. Lifting of the whole upper body. One more lift up there. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Make equal standing pose. All right, I brought us up here so we can do a little bit of balancing. I'm going to stick with an easy one. You can get a little more extreme with this one if you like. I'm going to put hands on the hips, weight into the left foot. Go find your drishti, something to stare through. And then pick your right foot up off the floor. Hold it out there in front of you. And if you're feeling, ambitious and eager about it, you could hold yours up higher, I suppose. It just gets heavier. I'm just looking to work the balance a little bit here. Feel a little bit wobbly. Give you an opportunity to fall down and get up a time or two. Uh-oh. Did we lose somebody? Kathy, get back in here. Now I had to undo my balance. Which means I kind of lost feel and lost count for it, but that's probably pretty close. Let's take it out to the side. You want your toe pointed sideways, not forward, this one. Although I probably should do some of that, so I'll have to work on one of those things. And I'm twisting the thigh and the hip joint here, like the little toes pulling back and the heel's gonna try and come forward, just twisting the leg. And lifting it out there off the floor, thighs engaged, squeezing the muscles around the bone. Of course, the whole breathing thing, standing taller, falling down as infrequently as I can manage it. All right, bring the leg back around front. Don't lean forward. Lift your heel back behind you. Engage the back of the leg, the glute back there. Try to get your knees straight. Push your heel away. And if you can lift it a little higher, too bad. One more inhale, we lift. And then take that leg out away from the center line of you, the heel, sort of out to the side a bit, and still held it up back there behind you. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a fan of this one. Oh, and that's where I fall down. Well, that's probably enough of that anyway. Put your foot back down on the floor. Shake the legs out a little bit. Let's see what we can do on the other side. Stand on 2 feet. Almost lost my balance. Hands to hips. Weight into the right foot. Lift the left. Hold it out there in front of you. Again, if you want to get ambitious, hold it up a little higher. Or a lot higher. Or hell, grab your big toe and repeat the Hastapati Uttasana. Yeah, I didn't think so. Nobody going for that this morning. Looks like there might be a tree pose going on over there, though. That'll do. Balancing. That's what we're here for. Almost there. No. Oh, this is the one where I had to run up and let Kathy back in. So lost count. That seems like about enough, though. Let's make the rotation. Out to the side she goes. Still trying to extend through the heel. Keep the knee engaged, or straightening, the thigh engaged, that twisting going on. Oh, and balancing, and standing, and breathing. Turns out there's kind of a lot going on. Find a couple of details you can work on. Work on. All right, bring it back around front. Don't lean forward, but pull your heel back behind you and lift it up and away. And stand tall. Extend your knee. Fall down and get up a couple more times. All right, and then we take the heel out away from the center. Put your foot back on the floor, shake those out a little bit. Oh, let's see, since we're standing, how about one more? Let's make Malasana, the yoga squat. Take your heels a little more than hips width. Hands together in front of your heart. Big inhale. When you exhale, see what you can do about getting down into this thing. And let's see, we're not at the studio, so I can't tell you sit on your blocks and all that, but if you need props and you got something, you can use a rolled up blanket or a pillow. If you have blocks at this point, or you'll take breaks in the thing, don't kill yourself with it. Hands together in front of your heart. Tuck your tail, pull your belly in, stand taller, breathe deep. Again, find some part of it where there's some work going on for you. Do a little work there.
Not mine. All right, that's enough there. Hands forward, come through into tabletop. Hands and knees pose. If you want a cat and cow or something while you're there, you could. We're gonna make a twist out of this, though. We're gonna bring the left hand just underneath the nose, right there in the center of the mat. And then inhale, pick the right hand up. See about reaching it up toward the ceiling and looking up at it. And breathing. Inhale, we lift up a little higher. The arm's not trying to get back behind you, by the way, not this wing it open thing. Straight up. What we're trying to do is stack the shoulders. Mine's not a very good example. You want to get the right on top of the left. To the extent yours will do that. One more inhale, lift it up. All right, let's thread the needle. Take your right hand behind the left wrist and extend out. If you can put your right shoulder on the floor, maybe your right ear, do that. You can extend the left arm out overhead, maybe take it across the low back. But what we're really looking to do is extend through the right shoulder and stretch that out a bit. And breathe deep while you're doing it. Unwind out of that. Left hand back into the center. Right hand back up toward the ceiling. Gonna look up at it. And this time we're gonna make circles with the right arm. So exhale brings the arm forward and down. Inhale takes it back and up. And around you go. Make your circles big. Straighten the elbow. Reach the fingers as far away from the shoulders they'll go. Next time you get to the top on an inhale, take it around the other direction. Exhale, go back and down, and inhale, come forward and up. Play around a little bit with the rotation, range of motion in your shoulder. See what yours will do. I don't know about yours, clicky places in mine. One more. Next time you're up at the top on an inhale, look up at it. And then bring your right hand down. Well, let's try that on the other side. I'm going to spin around. So get the same side of me. Right hand to the floor, just there underneath the nose, right in the middle. Inhale, we take the left hand up. And we try to look up at it. I should have stayed with my back to you because this is the bad side. Look up, reach, breathe. Push with the right hands, lift through the left. Twist at the waist, and up the spine. One more inhale, lift. And then we're going to thread the needle. The left hand goes behind the right wrist, extends out and across. And we try and land the left shoulder, the left ear, the left side of the head. Right arm could stay where it is, could extend up overhead, or maybe yours does the across the back thing. Few deep breaths. You'll unwind, bring yourself back through. Right hand back into the center. Now we take the left hand up. And let's do the circles. Exhale, it comes forward and down. Inhale, it goes back and up. Well, one way or the other. Make big circles with your arm. Reach the fingertips away. Around it goes. Yeah. Here's one I can see you guys doing. Looks pretty good. One more time around. Next time you're up on the inhale, you'll go down and back on the exhale. Forward and up on the inhale. Well, the opposite is the direction you went last time, whatever direction that was. One more rotation. And then both hands back down to the floor. Shake them off a little bit. Spin me back around. Where are we at? Yeah, why not? We're gonna step the left foot up between the hands. Hands surround your foot, or if you need to, you can bring your hands up onto your knee, but maybe blocks or books if you got any of that sort of thing. What we're trying to do is sort of lay the chest on the left thigh, let the head hang down. Take a couple of breaths out there. If you like, you could walk your right knee back. I'm going to suggest you walk your right knee back. Take it gentle, take it easy. And we're going to spend a few breaths. Just going to let the hips sink down and forward. Another breath or two. And we're just going to switch sides and try the same thing on the other side. But we took our time kind of working into it on this side, so you don't need to hurry to get it done on the right side. Just going to bring the foot forward first. Work on surrounding it with the hands. Maybe just lay on your thigh for a breath or two. You don't have to jump right into walking the left knee back, but before too terribly long. Get that stretch started. Probably plenty on that one too. One more thing I want to do before we get out of here, and that's get you upside down. So come onto your back, and I'll cinch you at your own place there. If you want to drag your mat over the wall and do the legs up the wall thing, you could. I'm going to suggest candlestick pose. But again, if you got a fancier inversion, you want to practice shoulder stand or a headstand. Again, here at home, you got some walls around you. Get you upside down for a few moments. Keep your breath steady and strong. Stay focused there. Or if you went with legs up the wall or something like that, you're probably going to leave this next piece out. I suppose you could spin around and give it a try. We're going to make fish pose. Going to extend the legs out. Come up onto the elbows. Pretty sure everybody here has done this. We'll see. So you're on the elbows, the forearms, the palms down. You press the chest up. Maybe let the head fall back. Legs together. Point the toes. Arch in your spine. And you do a little breathing that way. And when you have enough of that, that'll be enough of that. Our next posture is going to be our final posture, our resting posture. Typically, we do Shavasana on our back. If you want to go back to the legs up the wall, if you want to try it on your side or on the belly, or pull a blanket over you. Ooh, I have an eye mask in here. You have one of those. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. Lie down for a few minutes. Pretty sure you know how we do it. Let go of controlling your breath. Just let it flow. Let go of control and relax your body. Just let it relax. Just let go and rest your mind. Stop shaking the snow globe. Let everything settle. Rest the mind. I don't know about for the rest of you, but for me, it seems a little more difficult to do Shavasana at home. So many more distractions. So many more external prompts. So many more things I could get to doing right now. Quick, hurry up, go do something. I'll definitely have to keep practicing that. Start to add some movement back into your body, awaken it. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Oh, roll your neck, stretch your jaw. Oh yeah, keep your hands off your face though, you know. In your own time, make your way back up to seated. When you get there, a little bit like we started. Ankles crossed, sit tall. At least some of us started. I know some of you started laying down.
Some of you might still be laying down. Let's see, do I see heads? I don't see heads in every one of those. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Oh, wait, just one more little thing, just because it's funny to me. And at one point, I was watching one of the screens going, who the heck is that that's sitting? What's going on? Oh, that's me. But it took me like 30 seconds to figure out what the heck is going on in that one there. That's me. I'm the one disobeying. Okay. Aware of your breath, but you don't have to do anything with it. Instead, be a little bit more focused on what you're doing in the posture. Not too firm, but up a little bit taller, a little bit straighter. Pay attention to how you're sitting. Just do it like 5% better. Whatever the heck that means. Again, I can't speak for the rest of you, but the other difficulty in Shavasana, at least here this morning, is in the next room, somebody is obviously preparing breakfast meats. Smells pretty tasty in here. I hope it smells tasty where you are. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, bow your chin. And end your practice this morning in gratitude. I'm grateful to have this space where we can come together even virtually this way and meet and see one another, at least to some degree. And I can't speak for everybody else, but I'd really like to meet with some people here and there and have a little of that interaction. But grateful for what I have, all of this. Lift your chin, lift your heart, let your light shine. You won't get to get out there in the world today and shine it much, but well, if you do, shine it where you can. From the light in me, I see the light in each of you, and my light bows to yours. Namaste.